Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Renee Boxing, a platform where we simply discuss, critique, analyze, and simply talk about sport of boxing in a level-headed, mature, coherent fashion. Definitely, man. Hey, subscribers since day one, recent subscribers, I appreciate each and every one of you. Guys are all awesome, man. I appreciate you, man, tuning into the flash lives, tuning into the premieres of my videos, such as this, commenting in the comment sections, of the premieres and the lives. Definitely, man, just chopping up. We love the sport of boxing. If you're a new listener, if you love sport of boxing, this is definitely the place for you. It's as simple as that, man. Simple as that, okay? Wow, I want to talk about this. Gervonta Tank Davis, man. This whole saga with how his career is being directed. I say how his career is being directed because obviously he has Floyd Mayweather, as his manager, as his promoter, whatever, right? Who's in charge of his career pretty much, it seems like, to a certain degree, as far, and also with Leonard Ellerbe, and I got to start with this, man. I got to make it very clear. There are so many, angles to talk about when it comes to a certain fighter, when we talk about their career, the trajectory that they're leading, that they're going through in their careers. You can nitpick anybody's career practically, it seems like, when it comes to resumes, when it comes to resumes and who they're fighting, how they're being directed, how they're leading, if they're free agents, etc., etc., etc. Promotional companies, this side of the street, that side of the street, A side, B side, numbers, star status, how many butts they put in seats, blah, blah, blah. You already know the story. But I want to share something, man, with you guys today that, that caught my attention. I'll just put it that way. It caught my attention. Something that I mentioned a long time ago. I don't even remember when. But first, I got to say this, man. I got to start with this, okay? So people don't get it twisted up in here, okay? I have to say it, when it comes to, videos such as this. Tank Davis is an amazing fighter. I love him. I love watching him fight. I love, and those who know my channel know that, okay? I have praised and applauded and celebrated Tank Davis and his achievements in the sport of boxing. Just as of late, I'm kind of like, looking a little bit sideways, kind of skeptical to a certain degree concerning what I said at the beginning, how his career is being directed, okay? I don't know if it's mainly they're trying to push for Tank Davis being a prize fighter as opposed to fighting for legacy. I don't even try to get into the whole pound for pound stuff. People say that he's top 5, top 2. I don't know. I really don't care either. That pound for pound stuff, man, I've said it time and time again, it's too controversial, it's too subjective, and it just leads to people fighting, bickering back and forth and saying you don't know nothing about boxing because he's not top 5, blah, blah, blah. I don't get into that, okay? That's not even my lane. But, that's why I don't talk about that. But, Tank Davis, man, I got to say this, though. I put it in that way, that he's one of my favorites out there. And I'm not a man fan, though. I got to make that clear, too, How can you be a man fan, then, if he's your favorite, because I criticize anybody. I don't care if they're my favorite fighters or not, okay? If there's something to criticize, I criticize it. And it's balanced. If there's something to applaud, like I just said a moment ago, I definitely applaud it and celebrate it in fighters. So I got to make that clear. I love watching Tank Davis fight. He has skills. If you don't know my channel, if you're a new listener or something like that, I'm just saying that for that reason, I have, plenty of times celebrated Tank Davis and his accomplishments and what he does in the sport of boxing as far as his performances and things of that nature, his skills and all that stuff, okay? So, but this caught my attention, man, okay? One of the things that caught my attention is, like, I've been thinking as of late, and I talked about it in several live sessions recently when it comes to the Tank Talk, double T. When it comes to Tank Talk and, Floyd Mayweather, Ellerbe, and what they're saying in interviews, I keep an open ear, to these guys and everybody in the sport of boxing as far as, where my attention is directed. There are too many people in the sport. There are too many fighters in the sport of boxing, too many, heads in the sport of boxing. I get lost with all of them, a lot of them. But I do have my ear open to certain, fighters and promoters and things of that nature to a certain degree. And it seems like as of late, we have heard Leonard Ellerbe talk a lot about the whole star status stuff. And I talked about how recently in the build-up to the Pitbull and Tank fight, okay, using their nicknames, right? Pitbull and Tank fight, it seems like Mayweather started taking control of the camera scene or whatever, right? Being in front of the interviews, talking. Of course, Ellerby has, but now it seems like, Mayweather's talking now. And you don't hear much from him saying star status, star status, star status. We want to make him a star. We want to make him a star. It seems like that is what Ellerby has been saying a lot. And, but this caught my attention, man. First, what has caught my attention was this. Okay, I got to start with this. The first announcement of, Tank's recent fight before the Pitbull fight. It was Rolly. Okay, Rolly Romero, whatever's, yeah, that guy. Okay. I forgot his first name, whatever, but yeah, Rolly, okay? I at first I wasn't excited about that fight, okay? I just gotta put it that way. I gotta put it that way. I wanted to see Tank's next fight after his last fight. I'm not talking about the Pitbull and Tank fight. I'm talking about the fight before that. If I'm not mistaken, I gotta try to recall here. I don't remember which was Tank's last fight. I think it was Santa Cruz, if I'm not mistaken. But I wanted to see him fight a top champ at 135 or 140. Okay, I wanted to see something like that. You know what I'm saying? Josh Taylor, 140. Undisputed, go for undisputed. I thought it was gonna be something huge like that. You know what I'm saying? At 140, because it was Barrios. Yeah, Mario Barrios. So that's what I expected. That's what I expected. Before the whole Rolly announcement that he was going to fight Rolly, I was thinking, wow, really? This kid? This guy? All due respect, though, man. I definitely respect Rolly and what he does in the ring and stuff. Maybe not the highly skilled guy. Whatever. A lot of people say, yeah, he sucks in boxing. I don't know. I respect the dude, okay? The guy can hit, man. He can fight, in that ring. But when that fight was announced, I was expecting, before it was announced, Rolly and Tank, I was expecting something like Josh Taylor and Tank, undisputed bout at 140. Because as everybody knows, Tank's fight, I just remembered that, right? His last fight was at 140 against Barrios. So I thought, okay, he got that regular champ belt, whatever they call it. I can care less. It's not a belt to me, okay? But that's high up there, okay? And I thought, okay, so he went up to 140 and fought a top guy, one of the top guys, at least we can say. Not the top, in my humble opinion, but up there in the rankings. 140, I give him credit for that Barrios fight. That's nice. I actually thought, okay, he fought that guy now. Now he's going to go up one more notch and fight Josh Taylor. So, and this whole thing was announced with Rolly. I was like, wow, okay, well. And then everybody knows the story. Rolly had to pull out for whatever the heck reason he did for that legal stuff, whatever. I haven't heard any follow-up on that, but whatever. Legal stuff takes time. So I guess it's taking care of that apparent, those assault cases, whatever the heck it was, okay, with Rolly. So, and then the replacement was Pitbull. And I thought, wow, that's, I thought, Pitbull, this is going to be easy work, but apparently he wasn't, okay? And we've seen it time and time again, ladies and gentlemen, how underdogs show up and show out. Let's just face it. Pitbull was an underdog, okay? He showed up and showed out and put up a good fight, man. And Tank got the win. He legitimately, like I said recently in the live session, got a good win. You know what I'm saying? Nothing against that. But now the question is this. Who's he going to fight next, okay? I expect, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm trying to say here. I expect, man, for Tank to fight a top champ at 135. I'm talking about the top. Not no regular interim stuff. I'm tired of those belts, man. And something leads me to believe it's not going to be any of those top champs. It's not going to be Cambo, 135. It's not going to be Josh Taylor, 140. And I want to focus on that a little bit. And I want to focus on what Lomachenko said recently, which I think cannot be denied, ladies and gentlemen. I look at all these guys the same, okay? I look at all these guys the same when it comes to... I don't do favoritism, like I just said a moment ago. Tank is one of my favorites, man. I love him. Amazing fighter, man. But when somebody speaks truth, I got to also consider that. I definitely do. I focus on facts, you know what I'm saying? And what caught my attention was what Lomachenko recently said out of all these interviews. I really don't know which one it was. I just saw it on social media, okay? And I think it was in an interview with the lead up to Lomachenko and Comey. So let's get right to it, man. I got to show you this. Sorry about that. Kind of used the wrong selection there. So we're on Twitter. This source guy, right? Michael Benson. Okay, link in the description. You check it out. Okay, it says here, check this out, man. It says, Vasyl Lomachenko on Gervonta Davis. Quote, I always said I'm open for the fight, but boxing politics. Facts. We've been talking about that so much in the channel recently. It says here, Floyd Mayweather said every time. Check this out, guys. So every time Lomachenko would look for that fight for Tank Davis throughout the years, plural, ladies and gentlemen, years, okay? Floyd Mayweather said every time, we have our way and forget about us. We're making money. They fight only on Showtime and with guys who they believe they can beat. Now, I know Lomachenko here is trying, he's speaking for himself, trying to make himself, I don't know if that's the term or the phrase, trying to save face. But any fighter's going to speak for themselves, and defend themselves, of course. But it caught my attention that he said, he's saying what Floyd said. He's quoting him that when Lomachenko would, and a matter of fact, before we even continue this, I pushed a video months ago, again plural, months ago, about Chenko calling out Tank Davis, and I said it was awesome. And it was around the time that he was coming back after the Teofimo loss, okay? After Lomachenko was coming back from the Teofimo loss. I pushed that video because he started coming out in interviews and saying he wants to fight the top guys. Like Lomachenko wants to fight the top. And Davis was one of them. He called out that name Davis, you know what I'm saying? And I pushed that video and I said that I think that was awesome. I thought that was awesome, you know what I'm saying? I got the video there. It's on the channel. You can just look for the thumbnail with Lomachenko and Davis or something like that. I don't remember. But, So it caught my attention that out of, Lomachenko looking for this fight, Mayweather responds with that. We have, according to Lomachenko, I don't think he's lying at this point, where he mentions what Floyd said. That Floyd responds, we have our way and forget about us. We're making money. That's why I said at the beginning of this video, it seems like, man, they're directing Tank's career to being a prize fighter as opposed to being a legacy fighter. It seems like that, ladies and gentlemen. To me, it seems like that, okay? And people can go somewhere else if they're thinking this is some hate. It's interesting because we just went live recently, my guy, me and LeVar Cooper, my sidekick. And somebody in the chat, salute to the chat family, you know what I'm saying? He mentioned, and I understand his point, and I explained it. I explained it, in a controlled fashion where it's like, he said, where are the Tyson Fury haters? Shouts out to that to fam, to that bro who said that. But I don't remember his name, but, it was a new viewer in the chat. And he said, where are the Tyson Fury haters? Because we started talking about Wilder and Fury and stuff like that, heavyweight division. Check that live out. It was my recent live. And I said, that's the problem. You see? That's the problem right there, is that when you just, start to talk about certain things that you don't, agree with certain fighters, you're a hater all of a sudden. You're just legitly criticizing things. That's all you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people get that habit. They go to other channels, and there are other channels out there. I'm not even gonna mention names. I don't do that. But there are channels out there that go overboard. Start f-bombing and saying that this guy's a bleep in this and that. This fighter's a bleep in this and that. And I understand, that's what I'm saying, that family that was in the chat section the other day saying that where are the Fury haters, they say that and they get that concept because other channels out there go to the extremes. You see what I'm saying? And hey, family, he understood. I said, hey, you know what? And I broke it down to him. I said, no, this is not a channel where we do that. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that. We just legitly criticize all points and praise fighters in points too. You know what I'm saying? We're balanced. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying here. This is not a video to talk about, Tank, oh, he's a duck and this and that. No, of course not. This is just to analyze and speculate what's next for Tank. And it looks like to me they're directing Tank to be a prize fighter, not a legacy fighter. I know it's controversial, but whatever. I'm just going to, I speak my mind. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? And please, that's why I always say, ladies and gentlemen, on my videos, comment in the comment sections. What do you think? I want to hear you guys. I don't care if you disagree. That's great. That's what makes life, man. That's what makes the world go round. I love it. That's how we grow. That's how we learn other perspectives and angles as far as it's right and factual. You see what I'm saying? So we get here. So that's what Lomachenko's saying about Davis. That he's been always open for the fight, but politics, and he said that, every time Floyd would say, we have our own way, we're making money, that they only fight on Showtime. And y'all know that. Y'all know what Floyd Mayweather said months ago or whatever the heck, whenever the heck he said it, that they want to keep Tank in-house. They want to keep Tank. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, man, got to be, open to all this. There's also arguments on the flip side, defending Tank and his side, that, well, Bob Arum does the same thing. Bob Arum only has fights in-house, and I get it. But at the same time, we just recently saw Bud and Porter, right? We just recently saw Fury and Wilder, just to name a couple, you know what I'm saying? So, but, I get it. I get it. Some people will come to the defense of Tank or whatever, Mayweather, and, you know what? Well, Bob does the same thing, and, I get it. But, it is what it is, right? So, now, this is interesting. Check this out, man. Wow. Okay, so now, the responses on Twitter, all this stuff. This really caught my attention. Salute to Boxing Over Everything, yeah, a guy there who I guess loves boxing or something. Okay, so like I said, I don't know all these guys, man, and gals, and those who are on boxing Twitter, I guess they call it, whatever. Boxing fans. So many platforms out there, so many channels in the sport of boxing. Hey, and salute to y'all. We all love the sport of boxing. As simple as that. So salute to Boxing Over Everything. Okay, so check this out, man. This really caught my attention. I got to share this with you. So we say here he posts this. Okay, now I got to zoom that, and yeah, a little thumbnail, kind of funny or whatever, right? GIF, whatever they call it. Okay, so we got here. These are receipts, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, these are receipts. From ESPN and whatever screenshots from these. So check it out. 2016, we see here, Gervonta Davis is in no hurry to fight Lomachenko, says Mayweather. Okay? Now, we see in 2017 also, Floyd Mayweather, Vasyl Lomachenko will have to wait for Gervonta Davis. Okay? We also see 2018. I like this because it has everything like in a timeline. It's a great presentation right here. It says, by SB Nation or whatever source. Okay, Mayweather says no rush to have Gervonta Davis face Vasyl Lomachenko, 2018. Okay? 2019, Gervonta isn't rushing into a fight with Vasyl Lomachenko in 2020. And you can zoom that in and see that quote. You know what I'm saying? I can, but it's kind of small. Lomachenko is at the end of his career. Well, you can read that in your free time there. If I'm not mistaken, that was Gervonta quote right there, if I'm not mistaken. In 2020, again, Gervonta Davis on Vasyl Lomachenko. If we get past our guys that we got ahead of us, then we can make it rock. I think it's probably time. Definitely not this year. If not next year, then 2022. I believe at the beginning of 2022, we can make it happen. So I think that's coming out of, Gervonta's, that's coming from Gervonta Davis, Tank Davis 2020. Okay? So you can see the trajectory, man. You can see the trajectory. You can see, Floyd Mayweather saying these things, and I'm almost positive, Floyd Mayweather has talked it over with Gervonta, hey, we're doing this. This is our outline. This is our plan for your career, Tank. So to a certain degree, you got to comply, and watch what you say in media. I'm assuming that's what's going on here. Understand, ladies and gentlemen, promoters are fighters' managers, I guess, to a certain degree, or they have control to a certain degree over their fighters, man, and what they're doing in their careers, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know it all. I'm not behind the freaking scenes. I'm not there in negotiation tables. I've said it so many times, okay? But it looks like that from the outside looking in, and it seems like they have counseled Davis. Say, hey, when the media asks you this, just try to say this. Just be careful what you say. You know what I'm saying? I think it's part of the sport here, ladies and gentlemen, with all fighters. Now, I got to show you. Now, what do you think, ladies and gentlemen, is next? I think, a Lomachenko fight would be awesome for Tank Davis next. But I opt for, as a fan, him versus Cambo. You know what I'm saying? Go fight for that undisputed, man. Or I'm sorry, undisputed. No, sorry. I think I said it earlier of it. Go fight for unified. Go fight for unified. I prefer, but at the same time, you got Haney there. I would love to see that too. But what I'm trying to say here, it would be amazing to see Tank Davis fight at 135. He just fought Pitbull at 135. Stay at 135. Go for Cambo. And go get them belts, man. Unified champ. Ladies and gentlemen, come on now. And just imagine the scenario. That would be cool, too. A great option because you already know 135 is full of fire. Okay? So 135, you got Davis going for Cambo. That would be amazing. Unified champ. If he wins, he gets them belts. And go for Undisputed with Haney. Oh, my word, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people talking about Tank Haney for years. You know, I mean, why not? You know, now this is what, now I got to show you this. Okay, this is the rankings, box.live, link in the description. Yeah. Okay, so this is kind of what I think is going on here, man. Like I said, I'm no expert. This is just me from the outside looking in. What's next for Tank? Are they going to keep, you know, are they going to put him, is he going to move up to 140 next? Who knows? But we don't know. Now, before we get to this. Post-fight, Tank Pitbull, you know what I'm saying? Post-fight conference or whatever. Or I think it wasn't even in the conference. I think it was in the, you know, right after he won. I don't know. He said it, though. Tank said it somewhere, okay? He said that, you know, who do you want to fight next? He says, you know, I'm not going to call out. He talked about not, he doesn't call out specific names. And he said something along the lines of, this is what leads me to believe, like I said a moment ago, man, that I think it's, you know, Mayweather and Ellerbe are the guys that are choosing these opponents for Tank because he said, you know, I'm just going to keep knocking out, you know, or fighting the guys and beating the guys that are put in front of me. I'm going to keep fighting. Don't paraphrase me, but it's, you know, don't quote me, but, you know, I'm just paraphrasing. He said something along those lines, and y'all can go find it. He said it. He said, you know, I'm just going to keep fighting the guys that are put in front of me, beating them, and that's it. He said he doesn't call out specific names. And I think that's where, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's where Ellerbe and Tank have cultivated that in Tank to say those kinds of things when he's, you know, he's not calling out anybody. Okay? Yeah, I know. He said all those names are easy work. Cambo, Haney. Yeah, I mean, but, you know, he said, I'm just going to keep fighting the guys. In the same context, he talks about, and said, you know, I'm just going to keep beating these guys that are put in front of me. He's not aggressively seeking any of these names, ladies and gentlemen. But I would love to see him fight those names that he mentioned that were easy work, that are easy work. Okay? So let's get back to this. Okay, so if he goes up to 140, I think everybody and their mama knows and wants to see him fight Josh Taylor. Okay? I would love to see that, okay? It's interesting because if you go to 140, okay, it says here it's vacant, okay? The WBA, if I'm not mistaken, that's the belt that, if I remember correctly, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but I think that's the belt that Tank Davis got when he beat Mario Barrios, right? Isn't that it? And what the heck is you see, I've said it so many times, ladies and gentlemen, that what the heck is this? This is a joke, WBA. You know, I thought it was awesome. I made a video on it, man. How the WBA was getting rid of the stupid regular belt, consolidating it, getting rid of it, making less belts. It's awesome. But at the same time, this is stupid. What is this? It says vacant WBA World Super Lightweight Champ. And then it says here, WBA Super World Super... What the heck? Am I reading this wrong? Wasn't this the regular championship belt? I mean, come on now. What? Or is it Box.live that's getting it twisted? Okay, so this is a freaking tongue twister here. Josh Taylor, WBA Super World Super Lightweight Champ. Vacant, WBA World Super Lightweight Champ. What the heck? What's next? What's next? WBA Super... What's next? Sorry about that. WBA Super Duper Triple Duper Lightweight Champ. What the heck are you... This is a freaking joke. Okay? Anyway, sorry about that little rat. But anyway, let's get back to her. So that's what I want, okay? And that, from what I understand, this is the regular belt, interim, whatever the heck they call it. That's the belt that Tank won, if I remember correctly, when he moved up to 140 to fight Barrios and got that belt from Barrios. Now it's vacant. But I think that Tank has the liberty to move up to 140 again after Tank. You say it's just they're just moving him around, man. After Pitbull. If he goes up to 140, go for Josh Taylor, undisputed. That would be amazing, ladies and gentlemen. You see what I'm saying? I mean, but if he does go up to 140, that's the question. If he goes up to 140 after this this pit bull victory, if he goes up to 140, who's he going to fight there? I'm assuming it's going to be one of the least of the top 10. Or probably be this guy, you know, Gabriel Golas. I never heard of dude. Valenzuela, Andy Hiraka, you know. Regis Prograis, I doubt. Too much of a risk. I don't think they'll put him in there, ladies and gentlemen, because they're doing the prize fighting stuff. Liam Paro? Who's that? I'm sorry, man. I don't know these guys, okay? That's just, you know. Matias? Possibly. I don't think so. Ponce? Okay. You got Catterall, but he's taking, you know, Josh Taylor, Catterall got that business to take care of. Barbosa, he's tough. You know, who knows? I'm assuming if they go up to 140, it's probably going to be one of these guys, you know what I'm saying, that we never heard of. You know, Gabriel Golas, that I never heard of at least. Valenzuela, I speak for myself. Andy Hiraka, maybe Alamo, maybe Sam Maxwell, maybe Danielito Zorrilla. Top 10, you know. Probably one of, you know, you got WBC here. Maybe Sander Martin, because he made some noise fighting Mackie Garcia and beat him, so they got that argument, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, we're going to go for the guy who beat Mackie Garcia, Sandor Martin, if he goes up to 140. So that's what I'm kind of speculating. What's next for Tank, man? Are they going to still do that? Are they going to still do these names? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so 135. Who's next? You know, who's next? So you got the WBA here at 135. The world, again, we're going with these words here. Okay, so WBA, Kambosos, he got that WBA from Tio, Super World Lightweight Champ. But you also got WBA World Lightweight Champ. Okay, I mean, oh my gosh, dude, whatever. So the question here, who if he stays at 135, he's not going down to 130. I highly doubt that. I think that's out of the question here. So 135, who's next for Tank, man? You got Chanko. By the time I'm making this video, it's before the Comey fight, okay? And by the time you listen to this video, it's probably going to be after the Comey fight, okay? And I think Vasil won, okay? That's just my prediction, okay? Whatever. So but what I'm trying to say here is that Chanko is up there. Number 1 in WBO. That's why, you know, okay, he's going to fight Richard Comey. They're trying to shoot for the Campbell fight, according to Bob Arum, right? So he's up there, number 1. He's up there also in WBC, number 1, you know. But it's not going to be Chanko next. He's number 6 here in IBF. WBA, he's ranked 4 there. If he stays, okay, so if Tank stays at 135, ladies and gentlemen, for his next fight, who's it going to be? That's the question. I'm assuming it's not going to be Chanko, okay? I would love to see Kambosos, but who knows if it's going to be next. I really do hope that's it. That would be amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Like I just mentioned a moment ago. You know, going for unified at 135 against Cambo, next fight, Australia, huge. I mean, if they're doing if they're shooting for the whole star status stuff, prize fighting, that would be amazing, ladies and gentlemen. That would be huge in Australia. You know, it would bump up Tank a lot more concerning star status, and it would add to Gervonta Tank's legacy in his career. That's a win-win situation in my humble opinion, ladies and gentlemen. That is a win-win situation in my humble opinion. Okay? But something leads me to believe it's not going to be Kambosos next because of the politics, like Vasil Lomachenko said. You know, probably going to be this guy, Gonzalez. You know, probably going to be, you know, who knows, Michael Rivera. You know, down here at WBA, Isaac Cruz Gonzalez. You know what I'm saying? Jezreel Corrales, Roman Andreev. Who is that? I don't know these guys, man. Sorry, I'm not the best with these guys' names. Michael Rivera. Oh, lo and behold. Rolando Romero. Oh, that's his first name. Okay, Rolando. Rolly Romero. Number 1, WBA. Don't be surprised, ladies and gentlemen, if this guy's next for Tank after Tank beating Pitbull. I don't want to see that, man. Or maybe they're going to go for Zauru Abdul. I'm sorry, names are horrible. Von Mendy. Maybe Tago. You know? I don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't want to see those names, ladies and gentlemen, fight Tank next. That's just me as a fan. You know what I'm saying? You know? What do you guys think's next for Tank, man? What do you guys think is next for Tank? I tend to agree with what Vasil Lomachenko said. I'm not saying Tank's a duck. This is not against Tank. This is more like me criticizing Mayweather and Ellerby, man. You know what I'm saying? Tank will step up to the plate to anybody. He don't care. He'll fight anybody. That's what I love about Tank. You know, Tank's awesome. But I agree with what Vasyl Lomachenko's saying, man. You know what I'm saying? And remember this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get back to this real fast, just to conclude. Okay? Lomachenko is talking about what Mayweather's saying. Even though this Michael Benson guy, he says Vasyl on Davis. Well, it's more like Vasyl on Floyd Mayweather, right? It's more like Vasyl Lomachenko on Floyd Mayweather, right? Because Chanko is quoting what Mayweather's saying, not what Davis is saying. Even though on the timeline we saw, Davis is kind of along the lines with what Mayweather's saying. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know. What do you guys think is next for Davis, man? I wouldn't be surprised if it's Romero. And I know people went to the defense of that and said, oh, Rolly's entertaining. And yeah, he's going to bring a lot of, fans. And, yeah, but when it comes to legacy, ladies and gentlemen, I don't see that a big fight for legacy, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope they don't just focus on star status with this guy, man. I want to see legacy fights in Tank Davis. I just want to conclude with that. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's debatable. Like I said, a lot of people say, well, Davis has accomplished amazing legacy. And I agree. I think he has accomplished, earlier in his career, great accomplishments, But as of late, it's like, okay, man, I want to see him really, really get to the top, fight these top champs, 135 and 140. You know what I'm saying? That's just me, man. That's all it is, you know what I'm saying? But I want to hear your opinions, okay? Please comment in the comment section. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks so much, man. Renee Boxing platform. We discuss, critique, analyze, we talk about sport of boxing in a level-headed, mature fashion. New listeners, go ahead and subscribe if you love sport of boxing. This is the place for you. Is Tank ducking? No, I don't think it is. I don't think it's that. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just more like his handlers are dictating who he fights next. So Renee Boxing, I appreciate y'all. Share, like, notification bell. Y'all know what it is. Renee Boxing, peace out, man.